Conmeister here. Welcome to the Cons Court. So glad for you all to be viewing this video today. This will be the second unboxing video that I've ever done, and I'm very excited for this one because this is going to be the first video of my unboxing series, which will involve action figures or figurines. Now, you all know, because I've said it before in my other videos if you've watched them, that I really like Dragon Ball. I have an entire top section. You've all seen pictures on, I believe, the intro, and I've also shown pictures of my shelf of action figures and figurines. And at the very top, I have Dragon Ball. I have four, well, I guess five now, considering what I'm about to unbox, which you all already know what it is. It's a Majin Buu Final Form, according to the title, as you've seen. But before that, I had four. I had Goku, Super Saiyan, Vegeta, Super Saiyan, I think 2, Broly, which was the Berserker Saiyan form, the green hair, and then I believe the Frieza I have is Frieza Form 4. It was technically his final form. It's called his final form. Not like the muscular final form, but like the skinny final form. Even though it wasn't actually his final form, because there's golden Frieza and then black Frieza. But I have the final non-muscular form of Frieza. Now, two of them are from the Bandai Namco Dragon Star series Dragon Ball action figures. That's the Goku and the Broly. The other two are the SH Figuarts, the Figuarts. I can't talk. I don't know how to say it. You know what I'm talking about. If you know action figures, if you look up the company, you know what I'm talking about. SHF, you know, the F Figuarts. That whole company. That is a more expensive company. I have only two of those, and that would be Frieza and that would be Vegeta. Those come with a lot more details, different faces, different hands, sometimes different lasers, or, you know, things of that nature that you could put the action figure or the figurine into different poses. The one that I'm about to review today is a Dragon Stars series, so that will mean I will now have 3 of those. These are the cheaper versions. These are the ones you could buy at Walmart. You know what I mean? They're like 20-30 bucks. Nothing big. The other ones, the SHF, you know, Figuarts, those ones are like up there, man, from 60 all the way to 150. I think the perfect sell one that I saw at my local comic book store the other day was like $150 something. Absolutely insane. I don't think I would ever get that. I mean, unless I had the money to, but at least not right now, I don't. So if I do get any of these Dragon Ball action figures, it will 100% be the Dragon Star series 9 times out of 10, unless I really think one of the other ones is really cool, like the Frieza or the Vegeta that I have. Anyways, let's get right into the unboxing here. There you go. There's the great Majin Buu in all his glory. Let me give you a close-up of him right there. Yeah, there you go. Seems he comes with 3 different hands, and then obviously just himself. This is the final form version of Majin Buu. If you are a fan of Dragon Ball, which, I mean, if you're watching this, you probably are, Majin Buu has many different forms. There is evil Majin Buu, which is like a dark evil version that's super skinny. There's Fat Buu, which is the chubby version of Buu. There's Kid Buu, which this is Kid Buu. That's his nickname anyways. This is the child version. I think it's funny that his final form is a kid, but I guess it makes sense because his entire character is just an uncontrolled child that just destroys things and eats because he thinks it's fun. Which I really like that about his character. He's like a force of nature. He's just like a toddler with a lot of power and has no idea um, about, morals and how everything, law, order. He doesn't get that. He's literally just a force of nature, a complete alien, a creature from a completely different place that is feared by many people, and he's allowed to do whatever he wants because the entire universe is his playground. That's why I really like his character. It's very unique. It's different. You don't usually see characters like that anymore. It's not like that 9 times out of 10. And if you do see a character like that, usually they're way smarter. Like DC Comics, like Lobo. Lobo is a perfect example. It's a person that is completely lusting for destruction and blood and violence simply because he finds it fun and entertaining, but he's super intelligent. I like this because he's not. He's literally a toddler. He just completely decimates anything in his way just because he thinks it's fun, and he has nothing going on in his brain. In his kid form, he could barely even talk. He says like a few words. So I really like his character for that reason. It's different. It's not like many other characters. It's a much different type of character, and that's why he's one of my favorite villains in all of Dragon Ball. It's between him, Frieza, I really like Broly, and Cooler. Love Cooler. Those characters there are perfect. I love those characters. I think they were done really well. I like Cell too. Perfect Cell. I like that as well. Not as much as the others, but I like him as well. Anyways, let's get into the actual full unboxing of him real quick, just to show you some of the other ones here. You've got the Majin Buu that I have. Now we've got Gogeta Blue from the Super Broly movie. And then we have Super Saiyan 2 Gohan. That's from the Perfect Cell saga. That is where he fights Perfect Cell and he, destroys him or whatever with a Kamehameha. Completely destroys him. I would love to find these. I can't find these anywhere. I really want this Gogeta, like very badly. And I would love to do an unboxing on that one. So if I can find that anywhere at any of these local comic book stores when I'm looking around, or if I'm lucky, I find it at like Walmart or Target or something, I'm 100% getting it. I would love to have this in my collection. But here we go. Let's cut this open here. There we go. Perfect. Get into it here. All right. All right. There he is. Look at that. It's neat. I like that a lot. That looks good. The art design I like a lot. I really like the background that they put him in too. I really like that. That's cool. I like it a lot. It fits perfectly too. And when he's in there, it looks like all the energy's coming off of him. I really like that. I think that was a good choice for the packaging. Let me see here. Set that to the side. Let's get into the nitty gritty of it. All right, time to take him out. I usually always start with the legs, because when you start with arms or hands or heads, there's a big % chance that you could possibly break something. If you kick the legs out first and then you pull them by the waist, 9 times out of 10, everything else will follow through. You just got to pop a foot here or there. There you go. Got one foot out. Oh. What's good about these, it's not broke. Don't worry. What's good about these is that these type of action figures have, if you see there, they're bulb joints, which means that they can pop on and off. Especially with Dragon Ball action figures, for some apparent reason, if you're a collector like I am, and you love to collect action figures from many different genres, specifically Marvel and Dragon Ball, you'll be able to tell the difference between both of them. They both have bulb joints, but this one has smaller bulb joints that are much more easy to pull apart. Marvel bulb joints are a lot more bulbous, and it takes a lot more force to pull them off and pop them back on. When you pop on a Captain America action figure head back onto the action figure, you're going to hear the pop. You're going to hear it. You'll hear that. That's the sound it'll make. With these, it's just a click. It's a very tiny click. There's barely any, real holding to it, keeping it solid. So you got to be careful with these because the bulbs are not as big and they're a lot easier to break. That's the only bad part about even DC Comics action figures. Some of them are the same too. They're the same way. They have really small pegs and they're not as good. Marvel, all their action figures, I feel like 9 times out of 10 have the best joints of any action figures or figurines that you can find. They have the best joints. They're bulb joints, they're big, they're very solid plastic, stocky, and they are very good at keeping all the pieces solid and together. But yet they're still fluid enough that you can move them around. All right, let's get this up here. If I can get the other leg. Let's start with the arm since we already got the... There we go. Pull him out here. Get him out. Get his leg. And there we go. Right. Pop this thing back on. Yeah, you hear that? That's a click. When I start unboxing more of the Marvel action figures, you'll hear the pop. You'll actually hear the sound difference between the joints, and that's very important. It makes a difference, a lot more of a difference than most people think. All right, here we are, Majin Buu Final Form, Kid Buu. All right, check him out. Look at that. Yeah, I like that a lot. That looks sick. It looks nice. Yeah, looks good. It's the right, perfect pink too. That's the pink. That's how pink he should be. So they got the color palette down. From my memory of how he looks, this all looks like it's the correct color palette. It looks real good. His size looks good. Let me see here if I could do like a size comparison. I'm gonna bring down one of my other figures here so we can do a size comparison. Just to see the different sizes here. All right. We've got Vegeta here. Vegeta's on the shorter side anyways. If you watch Dragon Ball, you'll know that. Vegeta's like 5'10", 5'9", or something like that. He's not very tall. There you go. Kid Buu is probably like 5'5", 5'4". So I think that's a good height. Yeah, I like that. The size difference is good. Matches up pretty well. I like it a lot. It's real good. There you go. We'll just add it as a little bonus. You get to check out Vegeta. I love this action figure. This one is perfect. I love the hair and everything. I love that one so much. Ugh. Put him back up here. All right. Back to our Majin Buu here. His gauntlets, like those a lot. Nice matte black with a little bluish tint to them. You can barely see it. You can only kind of see it in the light, but even the camera's not picking it up. I could see it here, but looks good, looks good. Only problem, obviously, I have with it, um, just going off from what I see immediately, the first things that I'm seeing, his head model. Now I'm gonna try to put it close to the camera. Hopefully, it doesn't fuzzy. You know, it doesn't like get fuzzier, freeze up. You see that right there? See this right here? That little notch right there? That goes all the way to the side. Now you might be thinking that's just his eyebrows. It's not. That is actually a line, like a slit. I guess from the production of him being made. So that's no good. I don't like that. The eyebrows kind of help hide it, but not in the middle there. You could see it quite prominently. It was just from the way that they made the head. So that's the first thing I'm saying is a problem here. Let me see. Every action figure is going to have its production, like little crevices and lines and things that show you that it's been processed and made. That's a given. You're going to find those. But having them on the face sculpt is no bueno. 9 times out of 10, it's no good. That really brings down the grade of the action figure. That's the big problem I'm seeing so far here. The hand molds, I wish there was more separation in them. Granted, it's Dragon Ball, it's a cartoon, so with that being said, it's an anime cartoon. Stuff is not going to be perfectly detailed, but I wish that there was more details on the clenching of his hand. If you look here, if I can get a little zoom in on the mold, it's just kind of filled in, you know? It's just kind of filled in with pink plastic. I would like for there to actually be details showing that it's clenched, like actual lines in your hand, because like you could tell. Look, see the lines? It's not just filled in with, you know, fleshy color. You know, I would have liked to see some lines, some actual lines there. There's not any lines. It's just filled in with pink plastic and paint. Um, the other thing, the joints on the elbows. Uh, Joints on the elbows are completely not covered. They are very much open, and it looks janky when you look at it. You can kind of fix it by putting his shoulders forward. Makes it a little bit harder to see, as you could tell, but on the back, it becomes exposed. The joints are very exposed. It does give it, with that being said, it does give it a lot of movement. There's a lot more movement because there's not as much restricting it, but I would like for it to look as perfectly realistic as it can without looking more like an action figure. That's the only problem I'm having with it. Other than that, you know, the joints being exposed, not a big deal. Like I said before, with joints being exposed, you could see there in the hips, if you rotate or move his legs in any way, the joints are exposed in there. You can obviously tell those are joints. I mean, they're very visible, completely, completely shown. Like I said, it's more of a nitpick than it is anything else. I'd rather them look more like the characters than action figures. As much as you could possibly cover it up, I feel like they could have covered it up by adding more material here on the actual belt here and on the clothing part going down the pants. They could have added like a little thin piece of plastic that goes down over it to try to cover those up all the way around it, but it is what it is. And then you get to like low graphics, low detail characteristic on the action figure when you get down to the boots. They're very bland, very eh. And there's not many wrinkles in the shoes, which normally there'd be wrinkles in the shoes. Also, his feet do not bend. Some action figures' feet, their feet bend. They have like a little joint here that allows them to bend so that you can do kneeling positions, different things like that. His character does not do that. The only joints that he has is the hips, the knees, the ankles, barely the wrists, his elbow joints, his shoulder joints, his neck and head joints, and then his waist joint. That is the only joints that he has here. I would have liked to have seen some toe joints, allowing his toes to kind of move. I would have liked to see an ab joint, allowing him to kind of be able to bend forward and back. There's a lot of action figures that do that. Marvel does it pretty well. I would like to see that. Other than that, everything else looks nice. It looks clean, crisp. It looks like the character. Set him right there so you could see him in the distance. Set him right there. And then he comes with 3 other hands. 2 of them are open, like in a waving position, and then 1 is pointing. I like the pointing finger. If any of you watch Dragon Ball, you will know. Majin Buu puts his pointing finger up and he creates a gigantic orb of power, kind of like a spirit bomb of sorts, and he tries to destroy the planet with it. So that's a really iconic moment. I like that they gave you a hand so that you can kind of recreate the iconic moment of him creating that ball of power with his finger. If I was to rate this action figure, I would have to give this one. It's a really good figure. I like it a lot. I only have nitpicks when it comes to how I feel about the problems with it. I will say this little crevice here, this little marking, this little carve of a line in his forehead, where his eyebrows are, kind of bugs me. Otherwise, I would say that this would be an 8, but I don't think it deserves a 7 either. I think it's better than that, but I don't want to give it an 8 fully either because of this. This is what's keeping it from being an 8. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to give him a, we're going to give him a 7 point, let's do 7.8. It's almost an 8. It's like 2 points away, you know. It's, you know, it's just a little nitpick that I have. I don't like that line right there. If it's too fuzzy to show in the video, I'll go ahead and take a picture so you all can see it, just why you all, so you guys can understand why I have such a problem with it. You can see it. It connects all the way from the ear, goes all the way around, cuts through the eyebrow, cuts through the forehead, cuts through the other eyebrow all the way to the other ear. And that kind of bugs me. I don't like that. Otherwise, it would be an 8. The only thing that would keep it from being a 9 or a 10 is, like I said, more detail. More detail, more movement, more joints, and more joint coverage to make it look more real than an action figure. Other than that, it's a really good action figure. I like it a lot. 7.8 is still good. It's not bad at all. It's a really good rating. And yeah, I hope you all enjoyed my unboxing, my reaction to this. I mean, like I said, it's a really good action figure. I like it a lot. This is definitely going in my collection. Definitely. I really like this a lot. Unless eventually I get a Majin Buu that I think looks better or has better quality, in which case I'll swap it out. But as of right now, I like this a lot. This is definitely going right up there on that shelf with Vegeta and Goku, and he'll be standing right next to Frieza and Broly. Thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate it. Make sure to like and subscribe and share. And I will catch you on the next video. Peace.